We're back.
Oh man,
that was a good break.
That was a great break.
Woo!
That was good. Yeah. So,
Okay.
how do we fix this? How do we solve this issue?
So, and this is what I wanted to kind of delve into was the psychology here. People, and I touched on this when we started off. When you have a senseless act of violence, senseless act of anything like this, people need to find. You call it scapegoat. I call it blame. And generally, people will latch on to something they don't understand.
Yes.
Well, either A, something they don't understand, or B, something they have a reason to be against, or an agenda against.
Sure.
Which is why, I mean, folks, it's not just video games or movies that are being singled out here.
No.
If you're a Democrat and you look at this and you say, oh man, if we just have more gun control. Darn you Republicans, why do you hate everyone in Colorado?
I thought we weren't getting into politics.
Well, I'm trying to cast a wide net here. If you're a Republican, you're like, man, if everyone had more guns, darn you Democrats, why do you want these people to die?
Right.
And it goes back and forth on that level, on other levels.
Which is why I thought it was a great thing after the horrific nature of the incident that both political candidates in the United States kind of suspended their campaigns in Colorado.
True. And luckily, in a rare point of good self-awareness, neither presidential candidate has really touched the issue in a political way.
No, I think you're right.
There have been tons of surrogates on both sides that have, but
yeah,
what are you going to do?
And you know what? One of the key roles of a president is to be mourner-in-chief, regardless of who you are, right? Mm-hmm. So the president takes on a different role at that point, just like after 9/11, right? There has to be this kind of mourner-in-chief. We mourn those who have been the victims of tragedy. So the suspension of those kinds of things, I think, is very important. Mm-hmm. Interestingly enough, though, so you're saying the politicization, of an issue helps to perpetuate?
Well, it doesn't help. I mean, like I was saying before, if someone doesn't understand anything or something, they'll probably blame it if they see it as a bad influence or if they have an agenda against it. Those are the two main things.
Okay, so there's ignorance, and then there's an agenda. So there's the political agenda.
But overall, it's because something needs to be blamed. If this guy just can't be crazy for crazy's sake, something had to have
He can't be a
caused it.
lunatic, right? Columbine couldn't have been random. There couldn't have been, any rational explanation for this.
No, and this is also why a lot of conspiracy theories in general come about.
True.
You can't just have 19 hijackers,
no,
take down the World Trade Center. It had to be a government conspiracy.
It had to be an inside job.
Or something like that.
Oh, did you know that jet fuel will not burn steel?
Oh, yeah, it won't melt.
You heard that?
I have heard that.
I heard that, too.
Well, there you
go. Unbelievable. I guess yep, it's an inside job.
As the Occam's razor.
Anyway, the point is, folks, we're not trying to make any kind of political point, besides to say that this is a rampant issue.
It's blame.
It's blame.
This whole thing is... People in general feel the need to blame. And if everyone just kind of calmed down just a little bit.
Calm down. You know what I hope? I hope South Park makes an episode about this, being not only from Denver...
That's true.
But about the kind of heat that comes off of it, right? And how, and satire some of the things that happen. And blame Canada.
Yeah, there you go.
And we'll blame Canada.
Akarki just made a good point. That was a big thing. That's it.
Blame Canada.
South Park did it.
Yep. There you go. South Park did it.
In the South Park movie. We got to blame someone. Blame Canada.
Blame Canada. Exactly.
They cause all the ills.
And that's exactly the phenomenon that we're talking about. So, in other words, whether or not...
Akarki.
People ever a car key, like the way anyway.
It's like a char key.
Yeah, cool, good with that.
Anyway,
so regardless, right? People are always going to blame something, and what happens is, especially for some of the older generations that have more of a hand in running media outlets now than anyone else, than any other key demographic, that probably have more of an ignorance in video games than most demographics. It becomes a convenient place to place blame. It becomes a convenient scapegoat for the purposes of making an agenda. And people can easily put it up on the wall and say, look at those violent video games. Of course our kids are killing people.
Yeah, it makes sense. The world makes sense now. It's not just random and confusing and a crazy place.
Because it can't be
There's
chaotic
some
like that.
sort of semblance, because I guess our minds just need to have something to latch on to. Otherwise, you'll realize the world is kind of nuts.
Yeah, or worse, the world is like a roll of the dice. You know what I mean? I mean, people are scared by that idea. Randomness is scary. Yes, entropy. It is. It's you know what it is? It's actually chaos theory from Jurassic Park.
That
It's,
chaos there.
Chaos.
And I'm talking to myself.
In a what did he say? What did he say there?
And then the water.
And the water. You'd expect it to go this way for several different permutations because of the follicles in the skin.
Now that is one of the top 5 movies of the 90s.
Absolutely. All right. Well, with that, we can put it all to bed and we can start moving into the people's favorite part of the show.
Yes.
At least that's what I hear. That's what the feedback is.
And
The kids say this is good.
I mean, we can end that whole segment on our hearts go out, of course, to all the victims and their families.
Needless to say.
It's
a terrible tragedy, as there have been many terrible tragedies. We hope that what will go on with this, I think, might be something of a game changer for how people think about it. That's one of the reasons we wanted to talk about it, was because, rather than just mourning and rather than just blaming,
let's just keep our heads and
let's charge on. Acknowledge the tragedy, and let's make sure that we don't scapegoat the things that don't need to be scapegoated.
But darn it, don't give that guy who did it any more publicity. Anyway.
And that is correct. The Beer Ninja says that Jurassic Park is the best John Williams soundtrack according to the Commodore, which is a question I asked on the Weekly Ringer. Ding, ding.
I don't know about that.
All right. Come on. Memoirs of a Geisha. All right, here we go.
What'd you call me?
Yes. You are a geisha. I said it.
All right, so question time. Questions about anything.
Yes, the question and answer. You can ask anything we talked about today. We can talk about anything you want, really. Doesn't mean we're actually going to answer the question. But if you're going to ask a question, please send a personal message to COTGW, a PM, if you will.
Yes.
To COTGW.
Ooh, we already got several.
And we've got lots queued up, so we're ready to rock and roll. Let's get some questions. Let's move on. What do we got?
Wow.
Yes?
The Beer Ninja has an interesting bit.
What is this?
Dear cool guy in girl pants. Yep, that'd be you. When Hollywood comes calling to make your biography, what will be the title of the film, and what would the porn parody be called?
Oh man, this is a great question.
Man.
So does that mean us collectively?
Sure.
Or does that mean the biography of Clan of the Grey Wolf? Beer Ninja, answer that for us. Do you want one for each of us, or is it more of the Clan of the Grey Wolf?
Answer quickly.
Answer quickly, or we will move on. I feel like Morbo from Futurama.
Questions don't work that way.
All right, well, we can just think of one collectively then.
We'll get back to it because he's not answering right now. Individually. Okay.
Individually.
You go first.
What would my biography be called?
I think Falcon Assassin wins.
Feudal Perseverance? That's probably my biography.
That's terrible.
Feudal? No, you don't think so?
That's pretty terrible. No, go ahead.
Common Whore. Oh, that's good. That's really good.
No, I liked Commodore 64.
Commodore 64. Hey, you guys know me all too well. I'm probably gonna come up with something way too hokey for this. Like, Let's Play? Question mark? I think that would be my biography. Let's Play?
All right, and
the porn?
Yep.
The spoof.
Come on, we don't got it all done.
I don't know, man. I don't write porn titles, man.
That would be the name.
Yeah, I don't write. Yeah, exactly. I don't write porn titles, man. By the Commodore.
There you go.
Hey, go ahead.
I was just listening to an interview today with
this looks dangerous.
No, with Antonin Scalia, and what he has like a new book out, and it's like the driest title you would ever hope to hear about. And I thought it was great. It's like ruminations on writing judicial precedent,
yeah,
or something like that.
Or yeah, and fart jokes.
And fart jokes.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, I would name
50 Shades of Grey.
Yep. I like it.
Yeah, yeah.
That would be the porn one, and then also the other one would be dissecting 16-bit video games for fun and profit.
There you go. Very good.
All right. Man, that took a while.
Boom. That was a good one.
Oh, they're coming in fast and furious.
Well, good. We got to sort through it. Let's do that. Next.
I think we should at least adjust, Hepglon asks, do you guys like .hack? Never played it.
Nope.
There you go. I know it's kind of lame, but at least we addressed it.
Me.
Acharky asks, out of the 16-bit era, despite parents getting up in arms over things like Mortal Kombat, it said that there were even worse games that these parents overlooked simply because they weren't popular. Do you know of any of them?
So remember, in every generation, there are games that are so risque they can't be sold in stores to make a lot of money.
Voyeur was pretty sexy for the time.
Yeah, which is crazy because we
but
played it.
But didn't get a lot of flack, probably because it was on a
no. But my
console that
point
didn't
is,
sell well.
Here's the and that's
and
the thing.
Night Trap got a lot more play, and that wasn't even as bad.
A Night Trap, wow, yeah, Night Trap.
Splatterhouse. Splatterhouse is a good one, Eric the Squirrel.
Splatterhouse, yeah.
That was very gory for the time.
Ever since just the Commodore, there were games that were
true
adult, and they were marketed toward adults. And so, I think there are a lot of things that were probably worse. But I think so. Here's the point. The point is, games become a scapegoat a lot easier when they're popular.
When you go toward the mid '90s, you have stuff like
Grand Theft Auto.
What?
Grand Theft Auto becomes the absolute poster child for the
course.
Scapegoat of everything.
But I was gonna say, like,
all society's ills.
Phantasmagoria was pretty harsh for the time. And the sequel.
The sequel maybe more. I mean, there's a lot that's been made out of the rape scene in Phantasmagoria. Go online and watch it on YouTube. I gotta say, and I'm not condoning rape, obviously, and there's nothing wrong about that.
You condone rape. Let's move on.
My point is that it's you can't even tell if it is rape. Like, I feel like people just called it that because they felt like it was. Anyway, whatever.
Next.
Maybe I'm just rambling. Next.
Yes, you are. From Marquis82.
Yep.
Dragon Warrior 1. Last week I beat the first Dragon Warrior game for the first time. Sorry.
Right.
A little behind the times, but I'm proud of that fact. The game is really archaic, and I can't say anything bad against it because it's one of the first.
Yes.
But I was curious on your guys' opinion of the game. Played it lately, and does it still hold up? I have played it lately.
I have not played it lately.
I'm going to be talking about it soon. That's all I got to say. Working on that. But you have played it, right?
I have played it.
Okay.
I absolutely played it when it was
How do you feel?
Brand new.
How do you feel about it?
I really, really loved it. The issue for me was that I didn't own any game systems back then because we weren't allowed to have them.
Commodore?
So the Commodore was a PC. It was like a computer. That was the only reason my dad would justify us having it. I'm serious. So I had a Commodore, but that was it. Anyway, I couldn't have any console systems. The point was, I didn't have them, so the only time I ever got to play them was when my cousin who had a console would come over every couple weeks and play them. So when I started playing Dragon Warrior, I was like, this is an awesome game, but I could only play it for like a couple hours at a time. And that kind of ruined it for me.
Yeah.
Because I really needed to be able to kind of get into it. Which is one of the reasons I don't think I got into RPGs until the Super Nintendo.
I also loved it as a kid. I never beat it as a kid because it scared the crap out of me.
Yeah.
Like, I was afraid to move on because I was going to get killed by everything.
You always get the random...
But I did wind up playing on Dragon Warrior 3 and 4, and I really enjoyed those games too. But I have played it recently. Dragon Warrior, and I really hesitate to say this about games in general, but really, Dragon Warrior does not age well. Mainly because it's very unforgiving. The encounter rate is completely random. You could go one step and find the next bad guy.
Yep.
The spells, the amount of hit points of damage or healing you do is also random.
That's just crazy.
You could gain 1 hit point.
Yeah.
And that's something I don't even know of any other game that does that. Like, it has a range from 0 to whatever, and it's in that range. Usually it's some sort of like, okay, you have a base of like 10
Dungeons
plus or
and
minus
Dragons.
something.
Yeah, exactly.
It's very unforgiving, but again, it is a museum piece, and it's something everyone should at least...
Yeah, I mean, because if you go and play games from a similar era...
And it takes forever.
That are really, really well designed. I mean, just look at the original Legend of Zelda.
People should appreciate it.
I mean, you can play Legend of Zelda now legitimately.
Legend of Zelda is still a great game.
It is. It's still a great... That's what I'm saying. It's still a great game. Even though it has archaic elements to it, it's not frustratingly difficult because of flaws in the ability to make games back then.
Yes.
It's still a good game. All right, cool. Next.
Normally we don't have another question from the same exact person, but this is a pretty awesome question from Marquis82. Are you guys into board games? What are some of your favorites?